So in the prequel films, they take place about 40 years before the original trilogy.
Which make no sense. I have no idea what the prequels are about.
There's a galactic senate.
And as part of that, there's the Jedi Order.
And then there's a disturbance because of trade blockades.
That's how they start off that movie. Trade tariffs.
And it turns out as we progress through the prequels that Senator Palpatine is basically starting a sort of coup from within, which would then result in the Empire.
And what people don't actually realize is he's the head of the Sith organization, which is kind of the antithesis to the Jedi. They're an evil side followers of the Force. When we first meet Anakin Skywalker, he's just a little boy, about 10 years old.
He was born of a immaculate conception.
There was no father.
And you're like, what?
But it becomes quickly apparent that he's very strong in the Force. Obi-Wan becomes Anakin's master. In Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, he has a secret romance with Padme Amidala.
Jedis aren't supposed to love.
That becomes his first step down into the dark side.
Going into Episode 3, Anakin, he finds out that his wife Padme is pregnant.
Anakin comes to Palpatine saying he's had all these dreams that Padme is going to die.
Palpatine manipulates him to go to the dark side.
Learn to know the dark side of the Force, and you will be able to save your wife.
And then all of a sudden, Emperor Palpatine just pulls the rug out from everyone.
And destroys the Jedi Order.
By the end of the movie, we see, Obi-Wan end up going against him in this giant battle.
And is then transformed into Darth Vader.
Padme has died in childbirth. Yoda and Obi-Wan decide that it's a good idea to just separate the twins.
Luke Skywalker and Leia.
Which is really unsettling because Luke was going hard on Leia since like the moment he laid eyes on her.
Leia becomes a senator, and Luke is on Tatooine under the watchful eye of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Which sets us up for Episode 4, the 1977 film.
We fast forward about 18 years later. Darth Vader is ruling the galaxy along with Emperor Palpatine, and they've built this monster weapon called the Death Star.
And it's up to the rebels who get a message out from Princess Leia seeking the help of Obi-Wan Kenobi to recruit a Jedi that could possibly restore balance to the Force and defeat the Empire.
Pop on that Millennium Falcon, they gone, they've cruised by the Death Star. So then Darth Vader shows up.
Obi-Wan essentially lets himself die because by this time he's learned how to fade into the Force, and this is kind of a way Obi-Wan can keep an eye on Luke and guide him through his journey as he takes on the Empire.
I got the princess, and they're like, yo, we want to blow up the Death Star. X-Wing fighters, and they blow up the Death Star.
With The Empire Strikes Back, things start to look a little bleak for the rebellion because the Empire is getting much, much stronger.
Luke realized that he's like destined to be a Jedi Knight, and he goes out in search of Yoda, and he goes and trains with him.
I cannot teach him.
So eventually, after a bunch of battles and chases through space, Darth Vader gives the biggest reveal.
I am your father.
And so in Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, most of the movie is irrelevant up until the end where there's the epic battle between Luke and Darth Vader. Darth Sidious sees Luke as like another Anakin. This is someone who I can turn to the dark side, and
the Emperor is about to destroy Luke.
In his last act, he goes and he picks up Emperor Palpatine and he
throws him down an energy well.
It takes his son, Luke Skywalker, to bring out this potential good in him again.
Vader's all screwed up, and then he takes the mask off and he's an old man, and then he dies, and that's it. There's a party.
30 years later, we're about to enter a new chapter in the Star Wars saga. It appears that the Empire, or remnants of the Empire, are rallying to strike back once again.